Hello and welcome to another episode of The History of Yesterday. I'm your host, Eric Hou. Today we will be discussing military intelligence, especially cryptography. Military intelligence was always a very important part of warfare. However, during World War II, the use of military intelligence proliferated rapidly, and many different methods were used to gather it. For example, during World War II and the years leading up to it, cryptography, radar, and espionage were all used to gather this intelligence. Of all the methods that were used, cryptography was by far the most important. As defined by the Bletchley Park 1944 Cryptographic Dictionary, cryptography means the art or science of ascertaining, usually by analytical methods, the essential natures of codes and ciphers, enough to enable the messages to be read. Today we will be exploring the use of cryptography in military intelligence and how it changed the course of World War II.
There were many types of cipher machines, but the most famous ones were the Enigma models, the M209 models, and the Japanese Purple Cipher models. The M209 model was most used within the US Army. It was similar to the Hagelin C-38 model. The most well-known cipher machine was the Enigma machine.
At the core of the cryptographic battles of the Second World War was the Enigma machine. The Enigma machine was patented in 1918 and was first majorly utilized by the German Navy in the mid-1920s for the sake of internal security. Starting in World War II, the Nazi Army and Navy used the Enigma to pass around information concerning planned bombing raids, movement of military units, and the locations and payloads of military supply ships, both of Germany and of the enemy. However, there was one very big snag for the Germans. A Polish man, Marian Rejewski, had already caught on to the Germans almost a decade before, in 1932. Rejewski realized that the Germans, in an act of procedural foolishness, had only used one code setting the entire time. Using this fact, Rejewski managed to break the Enigma code and invented an electromechanical device called the bomba. Each bomba was made to thoroughly analyze 17,576 possible keys of the Enigma. When in 1939 the Polish government realized that invasion by Germany was imminent, they shared the technology with their British and French allies. Soon after, Alan Turing designed the bomb with an E, which redefined the brute force techniques of the bomba and ensured more reliability in code breaking. With this, the British could interpret German Enigma coded messages and essentially could predict every raid and know the position of every German military unit that was mentioned in the messages. Since the Nazis could never find out how to dodge the code breaking, the bomb almost single-handedly won the Battle of Britain and was a major factor in the Allied victory of World War II in the European theater.
The most famous site of code breaking, Bletchley Park in England, could regularly cut into German codes, which shortened the war by a significant 2 to 4 years. Created in 1938 under the guidance of the head of MI6, Hugh Sinclair, it was picked for its proximity to railroads and communication lines. It was led by Alan Turing and Harold Keen, who soon began to break open codes in vast quantities daily. Most important to the success of Bletchley Park were the workers, who often worked in very austere conditions. It was constantly impressed upon them that the outcome of the war depended on their work, and it in fact did, vastly helping in the Battle of Britain and well into the later parts of the war. It prevented many losses for the Allies. Sir, I'm done decoding for L800 on June 22nd.
Well done, Private. Here's your next assignment and your dinner.
Sir, do you think that maybe I could, get a bathroom break?
Bathroom break. You're doing your duty for country here. If you take a bathroom break, Hitler might as well invade London right now. Taking this role as punishment.
Sir, what?
As you can see, codebreakers were not under the best of conditions, and they typically had to work grueling hours. Indeed, their influence on the war was extremely large, and especially with the bomb. According to J.R. Jeffries on November 1st, 1939, with the rack, in other words the bomb, we shall in such cases almost certainly be able to solve 40% of the messages and probably 70%. By that time, we may be able to solve as many as 200 messages on that day. The bomb helped many battles that led to the victory of the Allied forces. For example, they deciphered messages that helped pinpoint locations of U-boats, which allowed for strategic attacks and avoidance of these boats. It also gave outlines of German military forces, as well as their strategic positions, which led to strategic defeats for the Germans. For example, the Battle of Cape Matapan was the largest Italian loss during the war. It outlined Italian naval incompetency and opened the possibility of opening another front through the Italian peninsula. All of these effects of the bomb machine ultimately led to the defeat of the Axis powers. Today on the History of Yesterday, you explored military intelligence gathering through codebreaking. This was accomplished through the codebreakers at Bletchley Park, who utilized the bomb to decode the Enigma code. I'm the host, Eric Hou, and this has been another segment of the History of Yesterday.